All right, let's dive straight into Fantasy Premier League Double Game Week 33. Got four teams playing twice. That's Arsenal, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, and Manchester City.
Yeah, quite a big one.
Definitely. And the deadline is coming up fast. Saturday, April 19th, 1.3 Euro PM BST. Now, there's been some chatter about maybe a Double Game Week 36.
There has, yeah, but honestly, it's just speculation for now. Best not to plan too far ahead based on that, I think. Focus
All
on
right,
33.
agreed. Let's stick to what we know. So, the goal here is to cut through the noise, get you the key info quickly so you can lock in those FPL teams without getting overwhelmed.
Exactly. We're going to pull out the most important bits from, all the analysis out there, help you navigate this double, and hopefully set you up well.
Okay, let's kick off with Manchester City then. They've got Everton away and Aston Villa at home. Kevin De Bruyne, 9.3 million, seems to be where the algorithms are pointing.
Yeah, he's projected highest for City, around 10 points apparently. The algorithm's top captain pick too.
And you see why, right? That performance against Palace, 6 shots, couple of big chances. He looked sharp.
He really did. Created big chances too. The underlying numbers are definitely there.
But it's Pep, rotation, league, FA Cup.
Hmm.
It's a busy time. Can we really bank on him starting both? That's the £9.3 million question, isn't it?
That is absolutely the gamble. The potential point ceiling is huge, we know that. If he plays, he'll likely haul. But the chance of a rest, maybe in one of the games, it's significant.
Yeah. Depends on your nerve, I suppose. Maybe a bit of romance picking him, too, with all the talk of him maybe leaving.
Maybe a bit. But FPL-wise, it's about minutes and points.
Okay, what about Omar Marmoush? 7.6 million. He's been banging them in 6 goals in his last 9 starts.
Marmoush is a really interesting one. The form is obviously great, but it's backed up by good underlying stats, too.
Like what specifically?
Well, he's creating a lot. Second most chances created among forwards since game week 23, something like that. Leads City in big chance involvement recently, too. And crucially, looks like it. Yeah, that adds a massive layer of appeal. Projected about 7.4 points. Seems a safer bet for starts, maybe.
Safer, yeah. Feels like a solid route into that City attack. And defensively, Josko Jardiol, 6.2 million, keep popping up in scout picks.
He does. He's actually third for attempts among all defenders this season, 35 shots.
Wow, okay. So not just relying on clean sheets, which might be tricky against Everton and Villa anyway.
Exactly. There's that added goal threat, potential for bonus points, even if the clean sheet gets wiped. Makes him a bit different.
And City as a whole,
Yeah.
attacking-wise, they're putting up numbers. 10 goals last 6 game weeks, second for expected goals.
Yeah, they're creating quality chances, no doubt. Everton and Villa have both shipped 5 goals in their last 6, so they're not exactly watertight, although Villa have grabbed a few clean sheets in there.
Right, you'd still expect City goals across the 2 games, though.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, let's switch to Arsenal. They've got Ipswich away and Crystal Palace at home. Bukayo Saka, 10.5 million. He's obviously a huge player.
Massive ownership, especially in the top ranks. He's back from that little injury knock, got some minutes, scored against Real Madrid.
And the fixtures look amazing on paper, don't they? Ipswich have conceded the most goals in the last 6 weeks, 13. Palace have conceded the same number, too.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for much better fixtures for attacking returns, really. Ipswich are bottom for shots conceded, too. It looks prime for Saka.
That Champions League semifinal against PSG is just around the corner. How big is the rotation risk here? Feels similar to the De Bruyne situation.
It really does. Arteta has to manage him carefully. Could he be rested for one? Could his minutes be managed across the 2? Very possible. High ceiling, but that uncertainty is there. Projected 6.2 points reflects that a bit, maybe.
So if we want more security in that Arsenal team, William Saliba, 6.5 million, feels nailed on.
Yeah, Saliba offers that start security, and with Gabriel maybe still out, his set-piece threat might even be slightly higher.
And that Ipswich game looks like a strong clean sheet shout. Algorithm gives it a 90% chance, apparently.
Pretty high, yeah. A predicted score of 9.0 points overall suggests he's a really reliable pick for defensive points this week. If you want guaranteed minutes back there, he's your man.
Any other Arsenal shouts? Mikel Merino, 6.1 million, sometimes gets mentioned as maybe less risky for minutes than Martinelli or Trossard.
Yeah, Merino could be a differential way in, maybe. Or just a steadier pick if you're worried about the others. He doesn't have maybe the explosive potential, but he tends to start more often and can chip in.
Okay. And Arsenal's overall form, only 6 goals in the last 6 game weeks, which is kind of low for them, but third for shots.
Yeah, suggests maybe the finishing hasn't quite been there, but the chances are being created. Against an Ipswich defense that leaks
Yeah.
shots and chances, you'd expect them to find their shooting boots.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Aston Villa, Newcastle at home, then Man City away. Morgan Rogers at $5.6 million. He looks like incredible value.
He really does. Seems very secure for minutes, 8 goals, 8 assists this season. It's fantastic form.
Best value midfielder in the game based on points per million, I read.
Yep. 24.6 points per million spent. That's pretty outstanding. Projected 7.4 points for the double too. Looks a very smart pick.
And for guaranteed minutes elsewhere in that Villa team, Martinez in goal, Konsa in defense, safe picks if you're bench boosting maybe.
Definitely. If getting players who will definitely play twice is your priority, especially for a bench boost chip, then Martinez and Konsa tick that box. Clean sheets might be tough, especially against City, but you're banking on those appearance points at least.
Okay. Marcus Rashford, $6.7 million. Interesting he's listed under Villa. He's first choice for penalties. But is there competition with Watkins for that central striker spot?
That's the slight question mark. Watkins is obviously key, so how does Rashford fit alongside or instead of him? If his minutes aren't absolutely guaranteed across both games centrally, his appeal dips a bit compared to someone like Rodgers who seems locked in. The penalties are a big plus, though.
True. Villa's attack has been flying, though. 10 goals in the last 6, second highest, 9th for XG, which is decent.
Yeah, they're scoring goals. The Newcastle home game looks like a good target, and they might even trouble City given their recent form. Rodgers feels well-placed to be involved.
Okay, last of the doublers. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth at home, Arsenal away, Jean-Philippe Mateta, $7.8 million, 13 goals this season. Pretty good going.
He's been their main man up top, hasn't he? That Bournemouth home game looks like the one to target. Bournemouth haven't won much recently on the road.
Any rotation worries with Mateta? He's been subbed off a bit lately.
There's always a slight risk, but the noises suggest he's expected to start against Bournemouth. Projected 7.3 points, likely on penalties too, since Eze hasn't been taking them recently. Decent option.
And Daniel Munoz, the defender, $5.3 million. He offers more than just clean sheets, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. 4 goals, 5 assists. He gets forward a lot. Even though Palace kind of collapsed defensively in their last double, Munoz himself still offers that threat at both ends. Could easily get attacking returns, especially against Bournemouth.
Palace's stats are a bit weird then. 10 goals scored in the last 6 is good, 4th for XG is good, but they conceded 10 just in the last double game week.
Yeah, it's a real contrast. They can score, Mateta and Eze are threats, but defensively they look vulnerable. That Arsenal fixture looks particularly tough from a clean sheet perspective. The Bournemouth game is really key for them.
All right, so we've covered the doublers, but we absolutely have to remember single game week players can still deliver big. Ramsdale's 16-pointer last week is proof.
Absolutely critical point. Don't get too blinkered by the doubles.
And the main man there is surely Mohamed Salah. $13.8 million, just Leicester at home, but still essential.
I mean, how can you ignore him? His record against promoted teams is phenomenal. Assisted in all 5 this season. And the underlying stats. He beats everyone for shots in the box, touches in the box, big chances created. It's just relentless.
12 double-digit returns in 16 away starts this season too, is that right?
Something like that, yeah. His consistency, even with one fixture, especially at home, makes him a massive option. And a captaincy option, too.
Definitely. Any other single game weekers catching the eye? Jared Bowen, maybe? $7.5 million, go to Southampton. Looks good for a free hit in 34, too.
Bowen's a great shout, yeah. Good fixture this week. And Connor Bradley, the Liverpool defender, $4.7 million. Could be a decent, cheap route in against Leicester, who haven't scored much away recently. Plus, he gets forward, links up with Salah.
And maybe the likes of Mikel Merino, again, for Ipswich, or even Rodrigo Muniz at Fulham. They've been in form.
Yeah, plenty of single game week options who could easily outscore some doublers. Always worth considering.
Okay, let's talk captaincy. The polls seem keen on Omar Marmoush, around 39% backing him.
Yeah, he seems to be the popular choice. Plays twice, good form, penalties, ticks a lot of boxes. Scout picks went for him too with Saka Vice.
Makes sense. But who else is in the running? Saka, Salah, like we mentioned, De Bruyne, maybe even Rodgers.
Those are the main candidates, I'd say. It comes down to weighing form, fixtures, likelihood of starting twice, penalties, all that stuff.
Looking at that recent big chance involvement data, Marmoush leads the way among the key doublers with 8 between game week 27 and 32. Rodgers had 7, De Bruyne only 4, Mateta 3.
That's really interesting data, isn't it? Shows Marmoush and Rodgers are consistently getting into those prime scoring positions, reinforces their appeal.
Yeah, so if you're playing the probabilities, Marmoush looks strong. If you're gambling on explosive upside, maybe De Bruyne or Saka. And Salah is just Salah, consistent quality.
Exactly. Depends on your style and your gut feeling sometimes.
Quickly then, T-News. This is always vital just before the deadline. Palace, no new worries. Mateta expected to start that first game.
Good news for his owners.
Villa looking like a fully fit squad, which is great for them. Arsenal and City rotation risk is the big headline, as we discussed.
Yep. Keep an eye on any leaks or early news there.
Liverpool, Trent might be on the bench still. Gomez still out. Newcastle's Botman still missing. And Ipswich have quite a few injuries. Philogene looks done for the season, sadly.
Yeah. Always worth doing that final check on Friday or Saturday morning for any late-breaking news. It can change everything.
So to wrap up the key takeaways for Double Game Week 33, target those doublers, look at form and attacking potential, but be really mindful of rotation risks, especially for City and Arsenal. Captaincy is crucial. Weigh up the options carefully using that recent data and balance it with your own squad needs and maybe your chip strategy. Bench boost seems popular this week.
Sounds about right. Get those doublers in, consider form and minutes, make an informed captain pick, and factor in your own situation. Should put you in a good place.
And just a final thought to leave you with. We focus a lot on the doubles, the obvious picks, the algorithms, but FPL throws up surprises, doesn't it? Pep Roulette could bite hard, or a single game week player might just go absolutely massive. Who could be that unexpected hero this week? Could going against the grain with your captain pay off big time?
Always possible. That's what keeps us hooked, I suppose.
It certainly is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.